All right, my friends, if you have managed to get this far in math to second semester accelerated pre-calculus and you're still afraid of story problems, I want you to know that you're not alone. And I also want you to know that there are some really simple tips that I can offer you that can make you instantly better at solving story problems and possibly make you super great at it. So here's my suggestion for you. Number one, see here where it says specifically to introduce variables. That's something that a lot of people don't give enough thought to. And in addition to that, the variables are like where the mystery is. And so it's always, the variables are always what you're asked to find. So if you ever want to know what you need letters for, you could jump to the end where they ask you a question. So in this problem, they're asking you, how much would you have to sell in a year to make the second offer better? And so in that case, whatever letter you chose, it doesn't really matter. I think I'll just go ahead and let X be my variable. So I would let X be the total sales in, I guess I'd say dollars or something like that. So there you go. That's it. It's that simple. Now it's just a matter of translating things. So you have job number one, right? And so job number one, your income, let's see, I'll just call it I for income, I guess. Your income would be 25,000 upfront, plus 1% of your total sales. So hopefully that makes sense. And at job number two, your income would be $20,000 upfront, plus 2% of your total sales. All right. And I know, like, this problem was probably a little outdated. 25,000 and 20,000 at one point was probably a decent amount of money. But the truth is that they want you to sell textbooks, and you sell at the college level, you sell one calculus textbook. Sometimes those can cost $300-$400 just to buy the textbook. So that X value could potentially be some pretty high dollar amounts. So you'd probably be making quite a bit of money off of commission pretty soon. So anyway, with that said, here's my system of equations, right? And then I'm just going to solve this using substitution. You could also use elimination. We'll do plenty of that later in the lesson, but for this problem, I think I'll just go ahead and use substitution. So really we're looking for 20,000 plus 0.2x. And when are they going to be the same, essentially? So this is called a break-even equation. And then you can just solve, just solve. So I'm going to subtract the 20,000 over. I'll leave evidence of what I'm doing. Let's subtract the 20,000 over, and then let's subtract the 0.01x over as well. All right, what would I then have? I'd have 0.01x equaling 5,000, and then divide both sides by 0.01. Now really quick, let's just kind of have a fractions are our friends moment. 0.01 means 1/100th. So I hope it makes sense. You could either divide by 1/100th, but that would be equivalent to multiplying both sides by 100. Okay, so 5,000 times 100. There we go. Okay, so story problems, my friends, deserve story answers. So let's try to put this into words. Let's see, therefore, you could just read their wording right back at them. I would have to sell, and how do I want to word this? We want the second offer to be better. So let's see, I would have to sell more than $500,000. Let's see, worth for the the second offer to be better. There we go. Okay. So something to consider, right? Like if you're a horrible salesperson, then, maybe go with the first offer. Anyway, but I don't know why you'd take a job like that if you're horrible at sales. But anyway, all right, my friends, hopefully that makes sense. But let's move on. The kind of the nuts and bolts of this lesson is to make sure that you can solve a system of equations using the process known as elimination. I suspect that this is something that you've mastered in previous math courses. So I'm just going to turn example 2 over to you, and then we can go through it in the next video. Good luck.